All right, I'm going to have a go at the Guardian's weekly Quiptic crossword. This is supposed to be one of the easiest of the week. Lately, there's been a bit of a Goldilocks situation where it's either too hard or too easy, although that doesn't happen very often. But let's see, Chandler has said it this week. Let's see if he can get it to be just right. All right. Second husband, beset by awful pain, beginning to emerge healthy. Second is usually S, sometimes Mo. Husband is H. Beset by awful pain might be an anagram of pain. And then the beginning to emerge would be an E. Yes, I'm thinking it's maybe an anagram of pain with the SH in the middle, and then finishing with the beginning to emerge, the E, and it's going to mean healthy. In shape, I think, would fit the bill. All right. One mobilizing about pit is type proposed for office. We've had this word before. One proposed for office is a nominee. And how is the wordplay working? Well, one is anagrammed or mobilizing, and that goes around. A mine is a pit, of course. Movable joint is put in something easily. Not sure about that. Is it going to be easily, or is it going to be movable? No. Eccentric temping gets natural coloring matter. Oh, I think it might be an anagram. Yeah, an anagram of temping. If that is eccentric or anagrammed, you get pigment. Let's try some more downs. Manage area in wide yard as feature of an airport. Yeah, so if you manage something, you run it. That synonym comes up a lot in wordplay. Wide must be abbreviated to W. Area is A, and yard is Y to give us a feature of an airport or runway. Richard shortly entering Crete for recreation is one playing on a square. Richard shortly must be wordplay for Dick or Rick. Entering, oh, could it be an anagram of Crete? And it's going to be one playing on a square. What's one playing on a square? No, I don't get that. All right, one more down. Improve education at the margins with opportunity initially missed. Well, education at the margins, I think, is telling us to take the outer letters of education, which would make a nice beginning for a word that might mean improve and enhance, maybe. Yes, opportunity is chance, but we lose its initial letter. All right, back to the acrosses. Classify. Businessman's first dishonest scheme. I think the definition might be classify. Businessman's first would be the R, or sorry, the B, and then, so now we have a word for dishonest beginning with R. Oh, sorry, it would be a dishonest scheme, I think. And the whole thing will mean classify. Ooh, that could be classify as in put something in a classification, or it could be to make something secret. Don't see it. Sign of things to come. Well, with the M, I'm thinking omen. Found among some neighbors. Sure enough, it's a hidden clue. All right. Environmentalist of a delicate nature gets permission to go ahead. Well, an environmentalist would be a green. A delicate nature, I think, is light, I suppose, and permission to go ahead, green light. A pair of notes by West Country, banker, in addition to a building. I think in addition to a building is going to be the definition. What's that going to be? Pair of notes. Well, a note could be a musical note, A through G, or do, re, mi. But here I think it's going to be a single letter. But a note or note can also be N. So I think we're going to have probably AN or EN. Yeah, so I think I think A is actually A, and the pair of notes are two N's, and banker, I'd forgotten, is one of those tricky words that setters will use for a river. Another one you might see is flower, or for something that flows, a flower. But I think a banker is something with banks, and I think there is an X river in the West Country. And so an annex with an E at the end of it, I think, is the British spelling of an annex. Now this must be movable or easily. Oh, a hinge. Yes, so it's a hidden clue. It's in something easily. There we go. All right. Fellow following with no end of interest. Method of extracting gas. Well, I'm thinking it's going to be fracking, often in the news. Fellow can be abbreviated to F. Following with no end of interest. How is that racking? Following is tracking, but we removed the last letter of interest, the T, to get racking. All right. Oh, I do like this something E, something F. Fancy. Receptions fit for one with impossibly high standards. Could it be an anagram of fancy reception? No, because reception is 9 plus. Oh, no, but fancy. Yeah, I think it might be a fancy version of receptions fit, which is 13 letters. And one with impossibly. Oh, a perfectionist, of course. All right. And 7 down now. Yeah, looks like we will have Rick or Dick. But, oh, a cricketer, maybe. Yeah, I think it's Rick inside an anagram of Crete. I presume, yeah, you call the cricket field a square, is that right? So now classify, I think, must be to bracket something, because a dishonest scheme would be a racket. All right, manic sets manipulated, shades of meaning. So I think we have anagram of manic sets, and I think we get into semantics. Hard material has support in confines of school. Well, the confines of school would be the outer letters, the S and the L. The support we often see is a golf T, and that goes inside the S and the L to give a hard material steel. How about random? Piece penned by a bishop on a railway. Yeah, so I think the definition is going to be random. And piece might be a chess piece. And it's going to be penned by a bishop, which might just simply be a B. And then on a railway might be an ending of ARY. Oh, I'm thinking arbitrary. Ooh, arbitrary. There we go. As a piece is a bit. It's nothing to do with chess, but there we go. A bishop. I'm not sure though where this R is coming from. Maybe RB is an abbreviation. Oh no, yeah, sorry, the B has to be the bit. Oh, it's RR is Right Reverend, which I think can be the title of a bishop. All right, gray person with no allegiance to either side. No, back to the crosses. Mention of wealthy people making projections. So I think this might be a homophone of wealthy people. And it's going to be a word for projections now. Projections can be forecasts, but I think they can just be things that stick out. I was thinking about limbs. Can limbs be? But then that doesn't sound like wealthy people. What's a wealthy people with a B sound? Of course, if it's MB, then it would be a silent. Jams. Is it JAMB? But I don't know if JAM, you can be jammy, but I don't know if that's wealthy. All right, how about separate from friend, left to wander, overlooking lake? No. Finally catch leaders of heist, unsettling new director in built-up area. Yeah, so I think it might be a built-up area, something town, maybe? Leaders of heist, unsettling. I think we're going to have at least HU. I mean, how far do we go with the leaders? HUND? Our finally catch, last, or something upon, come upon. No. Suave Republican graduate in a French cafe lately. Yeah, so I'm thinking the definition would be suave, and I thought of urbane, which has some of the letters we need. A French is the French word for a, which in this case is un. And inside it, we have R for Republican and BA for a graduate. And then finally, we have the our last letter of cafe. All right. That might be helpful. General, journalist following Barbados in a storm. I'm thinking general is the definition. Journalist is often ed, which is handy at the end of a word. And oh, I think it's Barbados in a storm is an anagram of Barbados. And the phrase broad-based came to mind for general. All right. Chewy meat with time gone is ready to eat. Well, I'm wondering about meat with time gone. Is we removed the T to just have MEA. But then where does the fourth letter come from? No. Favored, including unprofessional line in short drama. Well, there is a word that I think we've had before in the crossword, playlet, for a short play. So I think favored might be pet, including unprofessional is lay, and line in short, our line I think is L, and that gives us then the playlet for the short drama. Wow. All right, female with Gary in ground describing some old clothes. Yeah. I'm thinking it's going to be somewhere like frumpy, Gary in ground. Oh, sorry, a ground, of course, can be an anagram indicator. And so we anagram Gary in and we get fraying as old clothes may be. All right, our gray person now. Which I think it might be purse. It's a double definition, I think. Because a person with no allegiance to either side would be neutral. And I'm thinking gray as in a neutral color. Gray would be a neutral color. All right, one establishing an institution. I'm thinking that's founder. Gets to be unsuccessful. Well, I think you can founder when you're not succeeding. Figure before 10 has secure thing put in an alley. Wow. Is it something put in an alley, like a bowling alley? Oh, yeah, maybe. Yes. So the figure before 10 is 9, and a secure thing would be your pin. And so it is put in an alley, a 9 pin. All right. Twin has drink, twice the normal measure. Oh, well, I think if somebody looks like your twin, they're your double. And a drink twice the normal measure is a double. All right. Heavily built, liberal in part of Greater Manchester. Manchester, so much to answer for. Well, I think Bury must be there because if you put in the L for liberal, you get Burley. All right. Now that gives us all we're going to get for the chewy. Ready to eat. Oh, I'm thinking ripe. But how? The chewy meat is tripe. Okay, not quite as bad as the lights we had earlier in the week. But the T is removed, time gone, and then ripe is ready to leave. All right, so Still could be something town. Finally catch might be the final letter of catch. So that would be another H. Leaders of heist. Yeah, I'm thinking this must be HU. Heist unsettling. New. What type of town would that be? Oh, how about hunt down? Finally catch? Yes, I think that's it. Um, there is N for new. The built-up area is a town, but it contains the D for director. Yeah, I suppose finally catch could be hunt down. Ah, yeah, the wealthy people, knobs, N-O-B-S, but that sounds like knobs, which might be things sticking out. I think we had that homophone not too long ago. All right, separate from, I'm thinking that's just different. Although I would have thought overlooking lake we would have an L in it, but let me put in different and see, maybe there's the name of a lake. Ah, I think friend left to wander. Ah, yes, so it friend left has 10 letters, but we overlook or remove the L for lake, and then we wander our anagram friend eft. All right. Oh, that's it. Well, I think Chandler got it exactly right. I think that's the perfect level of difficulty for me. Let me know if you think it should have been easier or more difficult. I'm assuming I'm right. Let's check all. Everything still seems to be there. All right, let's head over to 15 Squared just for a quick look and see what the peanut gallery is saying. All right, the blog is by Pierre, and he says this fits the bill for a cryptic well. I would aver, well, I would aver that too. But what the beginners and less experienced thought is what we're interested in hearing. Yeah, I'd agree with that. All right, I think I followed everything. I don't think there was anything too way out there. Yes, is tripe chewy? Um, yeah, I don't know either, and I don't want to know. I'm sure some of you love your tripe. All right, perfectly pitched. Now, Stefan thought it was difficult. All right, that's good to hear. Found this quite tough. Now, Michelle says less experience, says I've only been doing cryptics for 10 years. Well, I mean, I did some when I was a child and then on and off over the years, but I've really only been getting back into them on a regular basis for a year, is it, when I started doing this? So, Hinge and Bracket was in there. I do remember that comedy duos, two men who dressed up as women, right? And sort of old-fashioned songs by a piano is what I remember. Reasonably amusing comedy duo. Boy, talk about damning with faint praise. Anyway, um, about my level. Oh, so the prize, maybe I must take a look at yesterday's prize crossword. Maybe it's a little on the easier side. How about here's Grumpy Bear, thought it was on the trickier side. So yeah, there's a range of opinion. Today, although Eddie is a less experienced, Oliver enjoyed it. Anyway, that's quite enough. What do you think about it? Thank you as always for watching. Have a great day and have a great week ahead.